I mean, they would say it's easy to pick this team because they're already number one. But when you sit back and watch the team, they show you why they're number one. It's the Nuggets. Like earlier, I picked Golden State because I thought they was gonna turn it around, but it seems like maybe all those finals appearances are finally getting to them. A lot of people are missing games. Steph's hurt again, bit, and Draymond said it himself after that Wizards game. Like we got to learn how to play better defense.
Yeah.
Draymond's not understanding that. Hey, you're getting older. These kids are faster. Have you ever tried to chase some kid? You try to chase around a 3-year-old at this age. You're like, whoa, 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 bro. Come on now. Slow down. And that's how these kids are, man. These kids don't even work out no more. They just play Xbox, hoop, and then it's game time. I don't even think these kids stretch. Draymond and them out there still trying to stretch. We getting old, bro. 30 is old in basketball years. 30 is ancient in football years. But back to what I was saying about the Nuggets. Right now, offensive rating, they're number one. Defensive rating, they're 12th. So, they can pick up that slack somewhere. Uh, Assists per game, they're second. But it's the way that offense flows. And it's when you see a team that's being ran by a center, like think of the offense. It's all going through Joker. Murray came back, but he's in and out the lineup every now and then. And we discussed this a little bit backstage, Sujo, about how the Nuggets finally have their role players showing up. Last year, they really didn't have that. At this point, they're showing up when the games start. Right now, today, I'll say the Mavs are taking the West. Looking at their remaining schedule, playoff wise, like playoff opponents, they got the Grizzlies twice, they got the Clippers once, the Mavs. I think they play the Mavs tonight, and then they got the Suns twice. And I'm thinking more so like teams who reshape with their new additions that might affect it. Not sleeping on the beam, but it's getting ugly out. It's getting ugly out west, man. And I gotta hedge my bets so far with Joker.
All right. Dave. That's awesome. Joker. Let's go.
So I'm a little mixed right now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the Nuggets are the number one seed right now. 6-4 their last 10 games. You're right, they do play the Mavericks tonight. So I wouldn't say it would be easy to pick the Nuggets, but it would make sense. It would make a lot of sense to pick the Nuggets. They're number one seed. They've been playing really good lately. 40-18 right now. Could be 41-18 after tonight. Who knows how that game's going to go. But I find it hard to not choose Phoenix.
Okay.
I find it hard to not choose Phoenix. Simply because of what Joe pretty much had stated. Chris Paul is back. 17-19. Devin Booker is back, putting up 30 without scoring a three-point shot. And you just added Kevin Durant. Right?
Sorry.
It's hard to choose against them. I want to say the Nuggets. Because of the position they're in. But Phoenix are 7-3 in their last 10 games. Yes, they're 9.5 games back. So it's going to take a lot for them to be able to get to the number one seed. And I don't honestly see the Nuggets giving up that big of a lead to have Phoenix win. Unless some injury happens to Joker or something like that, I don't see the Nuggets losing that. So I'm going to pick the Nuggets just because of the position that they're in.
You going with the Nuggets?
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Nuggets. They're 9.5. They're 9.5 games above the two teams I think that could challenge them right now. And this is no disrespect to any other team in the West. And that's, to me, that's Phoenix. And I hate to say it. Not that I hate to say it, but Dallas. I think Dallas has a chance too. Yes, I understand that the first game with Luka and Kyrie they lost, but you can see that they're doing their best to be unselfish, to help each other out, to see who's actually going to be able to win the game. And this is not to say that them two together are as great as this tandem, but it reminds me of when Miami had Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. You know, and when they first started playing together, they weren't really that good. A lot of people don't remember that. Our record wasn't that good when we first had those two. I think we were barely 500, barely over 500 when we first had them. And, you know, they thought it would be a good matchup because, you know, LeBron's a good facilitator. He can pass the ball, but he needs the ball in his hand. And it's the same thing with Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade needs the ball in his hand. He's not that much of a facilitator. He's more of a scorer and a defender. And that's not to say that those two are like that because neither one of them are good defenders. Let's get that out the way. Kyrie and Luka are not above the top defenders in the league. So, but with their scoring, I think it's almost like you can pretty much put them in that position. And they're right now they're the 60 in the West, if I remember correctly. They're 60 in the West.
Correct.
And they're a few games back from Phoenix. And they have 20 some odd games to play together. More than likely they're going to be good. They're going to be in the playoffs together. So I think that's going to be a challenge right there for Dallas because they're so far back. I think Phoenix has the best chance to catch the Nuggets, but I'm going to go with the Nuggets just because of the position they're in. I mean, they're 9.5 games in front of the Suns.
Dave, this not who's going to win number one seed. Who's going to win the West?
Oh, who won the entire thing?
Yeah, who's going to come out the West?
Oh, okay.
Is that what y'all thought?
Whoa, yeah. Hold on now. Let me switch this up, bro. No, hold on now.
Listen, win the West is not win number one seed. Don't win
like
the
half.
West.
Okay.
That puts you in position to get number one seed to win the West. Oh,
If
my
we're
God.
doing
because it's the half.
Okay,
it's
okay,
the
okay.
All-Star break, and
If we're
talking
doing that-
about who's gonna win the West.
All
Then
right,
we
all
gonna
right,
do
right.
who's gonna win the.
All right.
I
So,
don't see the Nuggets got a big lead. They're going to win the West most likely.
so Tomo, do you
Hard
want
to-
to finish yours, or do you just want me to go ahead and finish mine?
Go ahead, finish yours, and we can loop back around. See, Joe,
All right.
you gotta.
So
be
I'm
more
gonna-
precise.
So I'm gonna pick who I was
Yeah.
confused with who was. I'm picking Phoenix. I think Phoenix is gonna win the West.
Oh, my God.
I don't see no one being able to stop them. I'm sorry. It's too much. It's too good. You got 3 really good stars on your team. You got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul. Chris Paul is going to play defense. He's always been known to be a good defender. Devin Booker has become an okay defender. He hasn't always been a great defender. I don't think he's ever even made an all defensive team. But he's going to be okay. Phoenix healthy, I don't see anyone beating them. I'm sorry. I don't see anyone being to beat them in the West. I see that the Nuggets may be able to challenge them, but I don't think Memphis is going to be good enough. I don't think Golden State's going to be good enough. I just don't see it. I just got a feeling that the Phoenix will win the West and get to the finals.
All right. Tom, go ahead and give me your pick.
All right, who I got winning?
Yeah.
Sheesh, man, because Memphis still trying to figure out if they gangsters or not. Yeah, that's tough, man. Now that I wish I'd have known this from the beginning, but yeah, if I go off and look at it like this, I'm gonna have to go. Phoenix is tough too because all them like iPhones. Well, not all of them, but KD could get hurt, Chris Paul could get hurt, Devin Booker can get hurt, DeAndre Ayton on mental IR at times. I don't want to say it, but if they get their mind right, Dallas could probably steal this. It'll be tough, and I want to pick the Kings at this point just because I seen how they were playing. Not do. You said win the West. Yeah, I could pick the Kings, but they haven't been there yet. And if I'm looking at the full picture, to keep the show rolling, I'm gonna go with the Suns. But when we swing back around at the end of the season, I'll have a better answer. Right now, I thought you were talking about who's gonna win the conference.
Yeah, I'm just picking. Mine is just early, and this is healthy team, healthy Phoenix. I'm picking Phoenix.
Yeah. Hey, look. Just so you know, when we go to the East, it's not who gonna win the best record. It's gonna.
I mean, we on point now.
I understand now. I understand now.
All right, my heart obviously says the Kings. All right, if we get the right, it has to be like the perfect matchups. It has to be perfect. Like we have to be the 3rd seed. Minnesota gotta be 6. We not got Minnesota. We know that we need the Suns to be 4 and 5. They beat each other out. The Suns and Mavs 4 and 5 to beat each other out. The winner of that go against the Nuggets. They fight each other out, and we got to play Memphis second round. Listen, I trust us against Memphis. I think we could beat Memphis. We go against the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. Hey, I'm rolling with us. If that ever happened, I'm rolling with us. We are undefeated on back-to-back games. We play a team twice. The second time we play them, we win every single time. So we do a great job adjusting. But my head is telling me the Mavericks, y'all.
See,
It's telling me the
you can see
Mavericks.
it, right?
Let me tell you why. The Mavericks have all right. All right. Let's start there. Start right here. They got shooters. All right, around two great isolation players. All right, two shooters around great isolation players. I see people in the comments said Mavs going to choke. One thing about Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, they haven't choked yet in the playoffs. Kyrie Irving, I mean, you could say last year he choked. I wouldn't say he choked. That was more like a KD choke. All right.
Yeah.
But one thing I could say, okay, forget Kyrie. Kyrie's a second fiddle to Luka. Luka is not going to choke, y'all. If you begging on Luka to choke, it's not going to happen. All right.
He might
Luka
get
every
tired,
time.
but he ain't
Every
gonna
time
choke.
he lost, but that's why they got Kyrie. Every time he lost in the playoffs, he never got burned out. They lost because they lost to the better team. They played the Clippers twice in a row. The second time took them to Game 7. The Clippers were just better. Lucas still was balling against. That's all he did at Phoenix last year, and then he played the Warriors. They just went against the better team. All right, so they got shooters around these two great players. Josh Green, 41%. Bert Towns, your guy, 38%. Christian Wood, 38%. Pinson, who I can't stand him as an opponent, but you know, as a teammate, I would love to have him on my team. There's a lot of talking. 37%. Reggie Bullock, 37%. Max Kleber, 37%. Tim Holloway, 35%. But we all know he's 35%, but he's probably the best shooter on their team. All right. So they got shooters all around them. They have size and depth at the center position. JaVale McGee brings size. Christian Wood, 3-and-D guy. Dwight Powell. You got Max Kleber, 3-D guy, and Bert Towns can shoot a 3 too. So they got size at the center position. I believe J. Kidd will have this team ready by playoff time defensively. I think this team will be better defensively. Just because you played bad don't mean you choked. Choked, like, well, I guess you say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Luka hasn't choked, all right? Because James Harden choked plenty of times. So J. Kidd, I believe the Mavericks will be better defensively than the Suns. Not sure about the Nuggets, but definitely the Suns. They'll be better defending the Suns and part of the Nuggets. Suns, Nuggets, all those talk. Not the Memphis Grizzlies though. But I think the Suns and the Nuggets will be better defensively. That's my thing about the Suns. Defensively, how would they look? They lost Mikal Bridges and they lost Cam Thomas. Both of them are great defensive guys. They're two best defensive players. I believe Suns will be great offensively, but defensively, I don't know how they're going to look. You know, so. And lastly, they got the biggest defensive manipulator in basketball right now. And that's Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic manipulates the defense better than anybody. And he's a great passer on top of that. With Kyrie Irving, who's shooting 43% from 3 as a sidekick, that's going to be scary offensively. So I don't know how they're going to be stopped offensively. So is the Phoenix Suns. But once they get this thing together, I think it's gonna be crazy. Joe Kyrie and Mary J. Blige telling him
She did though. She did.
She did.
She did. I remember that. She did.
So, but
Auntie
Luka,
Monet.
if we want to talk about choking, listen, KD my guy, but don't forget what happened last year, y'all, against the Boston Celtics.
Yes, he got swept.
All right. So if you're gonna kill Kyrie, let's talk about KD too. All right. And the Nuggets, they don't have that. Jamal Murray, he's the X factor for me. If he balls like he did the bubble, which I doubt what happens, then I'm not gonna pick Denver because they don't have a guy that can go bucket for bucket with Luka and Kyrie or KD Booker. So you need that in the playoffs. So
yeah. I kind of wanted to. I think some people was comment was saying that Phoenix don't have no defense. I mean, that's true. They probably don't, but Dallas traded away their best defender too. They traded away their best win defender. Just got traded away too. He's gone. So I mean, what defense do they really have other than what Christian Wood maybe?
Okay, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Was their best defender one of the best defenders in the league last year?
No, I wouldn't say that. No.
So their loss to Finney Smith is not as big of a loss as Cam Thomas and Mikal Bridges.
I get you.
They had great team defense last year in the Mavericks. It was third best defense last year with team defense. And Max Kleber was a good defender too last year. He's been hurt all year.
And you got to also include Jason Kidd, like you said about Jason Kidd having his team coached up, right? Because I still love that one play where Jason Kidd told my man pull the soda on the floor so they can get that extra time out. Like that's just great coaching. Like you can't beat that.
Okay, I just wanted to ask that question. That's all.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.